And welcome to the Front Porch Real Estate YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to talk about closing out your files and getting paid. So if you are making your way to closing and you have a listing, hopefully we have already submitted our listing folder for approval. We've probably submitted amendments for approval, and we've certainly submitted our offer for approval. So all of these folders here should be complete and finished as we're making our way to the closing table. The inspection folder you are not required to submit. You do not need to submit the inspection folder, but you need to make sure that your inspection report and your inspection responses are in this folder before you submit your closing folder. So think of the inspection folder as being a subfolder of this closing folder. You need to make sure the inspection report and inspection responses are in this folder before you submit your closing folder. Now, closing folders, if you want paid at the closing table, if you want to walk away from the closing table with your check that day, you will need to submit the closing folder 24 hours prior to your closing. So to do that, we're going to go into this commission form. You're going to fill out all of the required fields in this commission form. Most of them are pretty standard pieces of information that you should know. You are the lead agent. So when you're filling out total commission, let's say it's a $6,000 commission, that would mean the company would take $500 on most transactions, and you would be the lead agent taking $5,500. Now, if you have a team member, you're going to check yes here, fill in your team member's name and how much of that commission check is to go to the team member. So if you have a team member and you're splitting this $5,500, it would be $2,250 to the lead agent, and it would be $2,250 to the team member. In the event that you do not have a team member, you would check no, and the entire commission would obviously go to you, the lead agent. If there's a referring agent and a referring company that needs to be paid, you would check yes. And then in dotloop, there's a folder, a referral folder. You need to fill out the required information in there as well. Most of the time, we're going to be checking no on the team member and the referring agent. So when you've completed the commission form, you'll want to save that form. We'll go back out of here. And then you also need to fill out the disbursement authorization form. So this is the form that allows you to be paid at the closing table. So you're going to fill in your property address, your basic information. It says sellers/buyers. That's whatever client you have. So if you have the sellers, you're going to put the sellers' names in here. If you have the buyers, you're going to put the buyers' names in here. Agent would obviously be you. And then if it's a listing, you need to pick up the earnest money from the office. So when you submit this form, if it's your listing and we're holding, say, $1,000 in earnest money, you will enter $1,000 in this field. And then when we approve this, we will put that earnest money check made out to the title company in your mailbox at the office. So you will need to pick up that earnest money and bring it to the title company if it's a listing. If it's a buyer, you'll put 0 in this field because when we're representing buyers, we typically are not holding earnest money. Next field, we've got total commission. So let's say, again, $6,000 was the total. And in this example, we'll say $5,500 goes to the agent, and $500 would go to the company. You'd fill in the date field, and then where it says approved by, you're going to assign that field to admin or Front Porch Real Estate. So make sure you assign it to admin or Front Porch Real Estate. Very important. So when we filled out all of this correctly, you're going to want to save this, and we'll back out. And you need a signature on that disbursement form. So we're going to select these two forms, and we'll go ahead and share those so that the admin can sign that disbursement. The other way to get paid, if you want to hand in a physical file and bring in a physical check and get paid with a check, you're welcome to do that as well. You would still need to fill out this commission form 24 hours prior to closing so that we can prepare the check. Now, if you're bringing in a check, we will have a check ready for you within 24 hours of you turning in your physical file. So if you drop it off on a Monday by 3 p.m., we'll have your check ready by 3 p.m. on Tuesday. If you drop it off on a Friday. If you drop yours off on a Friday, it will be ready by Monday at noon. So again, if you want to get paid at the closing table, make sure you fill out the commission form and the disbursement form. When you submit those for review, when you go ahead, you have your signature on it, go up here to submit for review. You're going to select the closing folder. We'll hit submit. Again, this is 24 hours prior to closing. Now, the office admin is going to go in, approve these forms, and sign these forms. They're going to go into your inspection folder and make sure that you have your inspection responses and your inspection report in there. And if all of those items are complete, we will go ahead and approve for you to be paid at the closing table. But again, we need all of these items right here, inspection folder and closing folder, complete before we can release payment. Thank you and have a great day.